With social distancing and self-quarantine becoming more and more prevalent, most of us are spending more time with our dogs at home, which I'm sure that they are loving. But it does mean a change in routine for everybody, and some dogs can react to that with excess amounts of energy. Sit. Even in the midst of this outbreak, we still need to make sure that our dogs are getting the exercise that they need. Even in places where they're telling you to stay inside your house, where you're getting fined for going outside of your house, they're still letting people out to go and walk their dogs. So that just shows you how important it is right there. But there are still some dogs who are gonna have some excess amounts of energy. So I'm gonna tell you the 10 best ways that you can tire your dog out at home. And we're gonna get into those right now. When I'm working from home, I like to plan little sessions with my dog because it breaks up my day and it also breaks up theirs. So with 2 adult dogs, I'll plan it for every 2 hours. Obviously, depending on your dog's age, you may need to do more or less depending on your dog. But every 2 hours, I make sure to do one of these activities just to get my dog going, to get them doing something. And then in between, they can settle down and sleep and rest until the next time that we're gonna be playing. The first thing is to teach them a new trick. And this doesn't have to be anything complex, even something as simple as a down or a shake a paw or even a sit. It will use their physical body, but it will also use their mind, and that's going to help to tire them out a lot more. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to be making more videos about different tricks that you can teach your dog, both if you're bored and also if your dog needs something to do. So make sure you tune in for that. The second thing is to do brain games with your dog. So something like a Kong or a treat ball is really good for a dog that is treat motivated, because they have to try to get the treat and get the food out of that little thing. You can get most of these things at just your average pet shop, and it will occupy their mind and also their body as well. So if you need a little bit of quiet time when you're trying to get work done or you're trying to clean the house, this is the perfect thing to give them to tire them out. One of my favorite things to do with my dogs at home is an agility course. So whether it's in my living room or outside in the backyard, you can set up different things that they'll need to move around and jump on top of and go through. So you can buy equipment online. I'm gonna link some below. I'll find some that you can check out, or you can just use things that are around your house. You can use coffee tables, couches, anything that you can find to get them to jump over or jump onto, and you can use food in order to encourage them to follow your hand around these different obstacles. Doggy push-ups. This one I find to be so much fun. So a doggy push-up is when a dog goes from a sit into a down, and then a sit and a down, and they do this repeatedly. If your dog knows how to do it without having a lure treat, then that's great. But if they need that lure treat, that's fine as well. They're still getting that physical movement of going up and down in a push-up. Run your dog up and down the stairs. This is gonna be a workout for both you and your dog. If they're not necessarily motivated by just following you up and down the stairs, you can get a ball and you can play fetch up and down the stairs. Playing hide and seek. So whether it's with your physical body where your dog has to try to find you, or you can hide treats around the house and then encourage your dog to go and find them. That's always a fun one to do. If you have a dog who loves water, then consider getting a sprinkler for your backyard. A lot of dogs will like to chase the water as it's being flung into the air. Or you can also have a kiddie pool that your dog can go into. You can put some toys in there that your dog can play with as well. Obviously, this depends on the time of year and the climate that you live in, but it could be a good option for a dog that likes water. If you have a backyard and normally you open the door and just let them go out on their own, consider playing with them outside. So whether it's fetch or tug of war, like whatever game your dog likes to play, really engage with them and use the space that you have. And you don't necessarily need a backyard for this. You can use any room, but really just get them going and interact with them. Consider rotating the toys in and out. So if a dog has access to toys all the time, they're gonna get bored of them really fast. But if you save half of their toys and then just bring them out at certain times when your dog needs to be occupied with something, all of a sudden it's going to seem like a whole new toy and they're going to get excited about it. And number 10, this one is so much fun. It's chasing bubbles. So whether you just use a normal bubble blower or you have one of those really cool guns that will spray out lots of bubbles, I find a lot of dogs love to chase them. You can do this inside, you can do this outside. Some dogs I'm just gonna say it, they're not really down with it. But if your dog is the type that loves bubbles, then this is gonna be a lot of fun for you. If your dog is like mine, then they may get really fired up when you're playing with them. So it's a really good idea to train a finished command afterwards so that they know when it's time to settle down. So choose a command word, whether it's finished or settle or go to bed if your dog already knows that one. Pick a word and commit to it. Say the word and then give your dog a reward. So whether it's just a normal treat or it's something that's gonna take a little bit longer for them to finish, something like a Kong, as I mentioned before, stuff it with something like peanut butter or treats. That way they have something to do that's gonna occupy their mind and their body, and you can get a little bit of work done. After you give them the treat, make sure that you go and you sit on your own. Now there's a lot of dogs that are going to follow you back and they're gonna start demanding your attention, whether it's barking or nudging up against you or bringing a ball over to you. Most dogs will do this behavior. It's very important that you ignore them at this point. If you give them any kind of reaction, whether it's just with your voice or with your hand or anything like that, then they're going to see that what they did got them the attention that they wanted, and they're going to be more likely to do it in the future. It's really important that you ignore them at this point so that they know that when you said that word, it's time to settle and it's time to have your alone time. We may not all enjoy social distancing, but if it means one thing, it's that we get to spend more time with our dogs. So let's enjoy that while we have the opportunity. Thank you guys for watching this video. I would love to hear about how you guys entertain your dogs when you're in self-quarantine, so let me know in the comment section. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already and follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in the next video.